Okay, so what's up, people? So let me say this off rip. It does look like that this photo has been a bit tampered with. The guys in the back, it looks a little blurry, and it does look a little Photoshop. I'm not gonna say this is AI. It looks a little Photoshop, but make no mistake. let's let's not get it twisted. This is Kai Sent. And I don't know why the hell y'all be, I don't know, I guess most of you black men probably grew up around your mama. And I be saying most of y'all mamas must have wore a super big bonnet. And she was the type of woman that had some cigarettes in her bra with her nipples on hard, all out in public, carrying you around while you sitting up there reaching all up in the titty that ain't got the cigarettes in it, playing with your mama titties, playing with your mama ghetto ass titties, all in public, while she's pushing around y'all's EBT grocery cart full of food. That would be the main dudes that that be sitting up talking about some talking about some damn P Diddy. Y'all forgive me, I'm kind of on one right now, but I'm keeping it real. Like, this shit doesn't surprise me, bro. Like, and see, let me just make this point real quick. I'm gonna prove to you beyond a doubt. It's not about whether or not you had some freak offs and all the rest of this shit that they accusing Puffy of. Because it go like this. If you are rich, and you really ain't got to be a rich nigga. Honestly, if you and a girl, like, you can meet a girl on a dating site from Chicago and you from Miami. If you pay for her to come to Miami to fuck you, you can get accused of trafficking, man. Like, if they can prove the total reason why you flew her out was to fuck her legally, they can say you trafficked her. Especially if she's young. She might be legal. She might be just 18, but let's say you 45. They'll just put all your little business out there about what you was doing with the 18-year-old you flew in from Chicago. And it just look bad in court. Technically, ain't nothing you did wrong. I'm an old dude with some swag, and some young broad wanted to come give me some ass. I flew her in. But if they want to, especially if you're in a certain position, they can legally, it's called the man law. That was a law they made way back in the 1920s when the very popular black alpha male, Jack Johnson, started beating up white boys in the boxing ring, and then he was fucking a white woman. Alright, every time this nigga took his white woman to a different state, they say, you cross state lines, you're trafficking. And they passed laws to have him arrested for basically, he ended up marrying her. And they would basically be penalizing. It was a way of them penalizing him for being a big, giant black nigga that beat up white boys and fucked their women. Legally. That's all it was. And see, they're applying a lot of this to Puffy. Now, I'm going to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not about how many freak-offs you had. It's about whether or not they approve of you. And y'all's memories are so short, it's ridiculous, man. Look at this dude on Twitch, DJ Academics. Do I need to say anything more? This man need to have his passport yanked out of his goddamn a pocket. They need to put this nigga, fuck putting him on a plane, put him on a boat and push his ass back to Jamaica. Tell that nigga to roll with your goddamn hands. This dude done sit up there live on air and straight up groomed a 15-year-old. Y'all remember that video? He's sitting up talking about, well, you don't never want to suck your homeboys. I'm sitting up there with my mouth open like this dude is sitting up doing this in wide open public. And then on top of that, when the 15-year-old boy called him out, instead of him just stopping it, he went on and on and on with it. And then the nigga sitting next to him is sitting up there giggling and laughing. And then the woman that was in the studio, she's not really stopping it either. She's kind of acting a little bit throwed off, but she's not really stopping it either. But he's wide open over there on Twitch. Now, you imagine a dude that openly sit up there and talk to a 15-year-old boy like that. You imagine what's going on at at his baby oil freak off. This nigga probably got electronic dildos, blow up dolls, baby oil, KY warming liquid. This nigga probably got double dick head. This dude probably double dick head dildos attached to spiked panties. This dude probably got some of everything going on. DJ Academics. Now let's move it on to Tiger. Now Tiger seemed like a pretty okay dude, but y'all do know a couple of years ago, Tiger beat the shit out of his girlfriend. Here's the reason why you didn't hear about it, even though she was a white woman. They had just signed a big OnlyFans deal with Tiger because Tiger got $1 million OnlyFans. Tiger had also signed a whole bunch of other little small endorsements. Your image is connected to your endorsements. And then this was just a matter of life. You know, apparently this white girl pissed him off. And it was just a matter of life jumping up out the clear blue nowhere. And bitch, I didn't sign all this deal, but all these deals, but I'm finna have to kick your ass. Well, them people didn't want to lose their money that they put in Tiger. So they never made it a deal. Just Google it, man. You know, DeepSeek, Chat, GTP, whatever y'all use. Just Google it. Tiger. Rack City, Tiger beat up his girlfriend. There was a politician by the name of Raphael Warnock, Democrat, Savannah, Georgia. He's also a preacher. One day, it was like 2 days before the election, he was favored to win real easily. This is right when Joe Biden had got elected, like midterms, you know. Democrats was expected to win everything. They put a bunch of money behind him, and he's really a sellout because he does everything that a lot of Republicans do. So they not really gonna go up against him that much. But guess what? He got into it with his girlfriend, beat the hell out of her. Fox News covered it during a segment. They even interviewed the woman, and she's outside crying, sounding like you're a very typical DV victim. I'm tired of covering for this man. He always does this. He just did it again. He was dragging me. He was slapping me. I had to run inside the car. He's threatening and yelling at me. And I'm like, how the fuck is this not being covered? He's an approved nigga. He's an approved nigga. Same thing, Minneapolis, 2018. Attorney General Keith Ellis, about 10 days before he was expected to be easily elected. And he's another nigga, even though he's a Democrat. He does nothing but what the big rich Republicans and all of that tell him to do. He ain't got nothing but a D behind his name. He's a complete sellout, all right? He ain't doing nothing for black folk, and the white people love him. Well, according to his would-be stepson, he grabbed a white woman, the boy's mama, by her ankles and yanked her out the bed. And she smashed her head on the floor of his room because they got into it. This happened 1 week before the election. Now, they just had to cover it in the news media. But I mean, they covered that shit real quick. Like a minute and a half section. And the last time I saw that nigga, it was a bunch of white women just walking behind him because they had already invested their money. And he done probably already told them the very second I get elected, this is the money that I'm finna make sure y'all have access to. So their money was gonna be fucked up if all of that got pulled out into the news media. So they covered it up. So this whole thing that you see with P. Diddy, and then, you know, the elections happened and, you know, Keith Ellis slid right in there. So this whole thing that you see going on with Diddy, man, I'm gonna tell you something. Just like this Kai Cent photo that you're looking at, they already know this stuff. It was highly likely that Diddy is probably like this already, because I remember that T.D. Jakes said that Diddy was autistic. You can kind of see it if you look at him when he ain't got his shades on. You know, he a little buck-eyed, you know. And Diddy was also part of a program for special needs kids, talented special needs kids when he was very little. He was special needs, but he was talented. Even when he was little, he could dance, and he was social. Diddy was a nerdy but cool kid who could dance. He bought Lil' Kim, Junior Mafia, Biggie, you know, Memphis Bleak. Diddy didn't really, he knows how to find people. It's just that the industry is dirty, and they like people like that. like I said, they probably knew that Diddy is like what Kai sent, like what this image implies about Kai sent. The only thing is they just force you to put on some regular clothes and look like a regular, hip hop, R&B CEO, mogul, producer. But underneath it all, they knew that the day they found you, that this is what you really were. They just got one of the prancing elites, you know what I'm saying, and made him into Diddy. Y'all go look up that old show on the Oprah Network called The Prancing Elites. Them little rainbow boys from South Alabama that had their own little show. They can straighten up one of them boys and put him in some bright suits and call him a producer. But they already know you a dirty little boy and you be having all type of freak offs. And because certain things happened to you when you was little, you tend to kind of like to keep it that way. You like teenage boys at your little pool parties. And we know about you. And we know about you, boy. Now, we gonna sign you to this deal, but you keep in mind, we know about you. All right? Anyways. Y'all stop being so messy, bro. Anyways, I'm out.